Welcome back to the coolest channel on YouTube. Look, smash that like button, man. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here, because we put out nothing but bangers over here. But look, it just seems like the more files that we uncover and we start to talk about, the more extra things they throw out here in the universe. You know what I'm saying? They scattering shit all around just to try to keep us busy, but we still want we still want everything. We pay attention to everything. Now look, we don't do these videos to perpetuate fear or push things that you don't want to believe. We're just a group of people that talk about interesting topics, and I'm just trying to show y'all the possibilities of what's going on in the world that we live in today. But look, man, smash that like button, subscribe to this channel, share these videos with your friends and your families. Look, man, if you're going through a tough time, just know you're not in this life by yourself. We're going through this thing called life together. Squad up over here, man. We love y'all. Positive energy always, man. But look, let's get into this video. I'm not trying to convince you of anything. Just let me know how you feel about these topics in the comments down below. Let's get it.
Truly believe the music business is run by reptilians.
You know what's funny? I've heard that story at least 3 other times from different people in the industry,
Really?
Whether it be movies or music or whatever. They'll be sleeping to their significant other and their face will change, like their eyes or their face will like blip for a minute. Even Britney Spears, she said she's seen reptilians in the industry. There's so much evidence. Now what we're seeing in the government, they're getting ready for disclosure. They're talking about, you know, aliens and interdimensional beings at congressional hearings.
Right.
So I feel like they're drip feeding information to us.
And we're seeing meteors. You see all these meteors just coming out of nowhere now.
Yeah.
So they're, I don't know.
And then the government just got a domain, aliens.gov. I think they're going to use that to do a dump, like how the Epstein files, hey, just do a deep dive. Here's all the files.
It's funny, they want to do all of this when we were talking about the Epstein files. And it's just like, we got war.
Yeah, let's
now
go
we got
already.
Star Wars.
Yeah. I think they've already been in touch with these beings, and I think that the people that we see in places of power, government, entertainment industry, the financial system, some of these people aren't what they appear to be.
They live. It's always in the movies.
Well, yeah, they live. I mean, that movie was an amazing movie.
Changed my life.
I've got one that can see.
Yeah, that movie tells it all. You know, Peter Thiel, right? So his name is an anagram. If you mix it, it's the reptile.
Oh no. Predictive
Can't make this shit
programming,
up.
I see.
So I'm thinking that these people that are in charge, like Sam Altman and all these other people in tech,
Elon Musk?
He's alien for sure.
Honestly.
He looked
Honestly.
that when he was at the White House, he was a little.
He's just a weirdo.
Zuckerberg.
but again, I think they're in the music industry too. And I think a lot of these record executives aren't human. I think a lot of these people that we're seeing that are in the positions of power, they come out of nowhere, they're at the top.
It's too many stories. Like, we keep hearing stories. Different people from different sides of the industry are all giving similar testimonies.
Is Nicole a reptilian?
I would like to offer to you the unredacted version of it. It's very sensitive for you to convey over to your friend, Mr. Vance. But I think that because he needs to get read in on this properly before speaking about it too much. It's a very serious issue. And I will tell you, if this is disclosed improperly, it'll be 1,000 times worse than COVID. And I think that when you're talking about the fact we are being visited by advanced civilizations, they are not hostile. If they were hostile, we'd be gone. But we have approached them.
I don't agree with that. Let me know if y'all agree with that. I don't agree with that. That don't mean that they're not hostile.
Very hostilely. We have literally downed at least 1,000 or more of their spacecraft using illegal electromagnetic pulse weapons. And I know where they're being used and how they're being used. And we have captured those bodies, some living, some dead. And Mr. Gates was correct in saying that there are some gruesome programs being run by military where they've been trying to combine DNA of these creatures with humans, and they come out with these monstrous looking things that are used to abduct people. So everyone's here of alien abductions. It's not the extraterrestrials doing it. It's a covert human program. And we know this and we can prove it. So this is a huge story. It's the biggest scandal in the history of the United States in its founding. And I think for our 250th anniversary, we should be liberated from the secrecy, and these extraordinary technologies that could benefit all of humanity need to begin to be looked at, to be brought out. So that's what we're doing with the Disclosure Project.
Yeah, I remember the story about the face pillars, the aliens that we covered like a few years ago, when the locals in the jungle said that, you know, these people were getting terrorized by aliens. But then the one girl that survived the attack, she said that, and the people that came and helped her, that was shooting the aliens and stuff, that was hovering, that had the girl in the air, was trying to take her face off. Guess what? They said that they sound like people. Like they had on masks and stuff like that. It's crazy. It's kind of like Jupiter's Ascendant. Remember the gear that they had on? Remember the video that I made about that? If you haven't seen it, go back and review it a few years ago. But it's just all lining up. It's not just all extraterrestrials and aliens and stuff. It's stuff that we create too. Abominations. We've been doing this.
Now, you know, going back, cloning techniques. Since 1938, they've been making clone people. There's 8 countries making clones. I have a doctor friend that all it does is treat the clones.
Where do you get your information?
I get it from some of the people that are willing to come forth, and they talk to me because they hope I'll put the information out, because they always got 2 people following them, and they may be killed. If I start talking about cloning too much, the people that get involved into that disappear on it. So I don't go into too many more details, but there is information that's available, and it's more and more of that's coming online. I just told you, go rent the movie.
Okay, Boys from Brazil.
Yeah, and you'll see the whole technique on what they show it to you in different places, so you can imagine what it's going on.
Okay, so
now let's go to the next step, because this is the most important part.
All right.
If your physical reality that you have, based on this physical life that you have, this dream, is made up of the experiences that is impregnated on your body and in your mind, consciously, right? Mm-hmm. Your soul memory is another thing. Oh, now you know, going back whatever time that you elected to be in this incarnation for whatever reason. Now let's show you the division on these things. Since the body's very physical, and we just got you making a physical being in a few months for spare parts. They said, now we've got the perfect deal. How can we have that work better? Well, if you go to the hospital today and get an encephalogram, what's that? That's the memory of your conscious mind. It's on the CD. Let's download it on this being. Now we got a walking, talking duplicate that has the total memory that you have, because we just took it off of your own mind.
Okay, it's like Blade Runner, the android.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. The only thing is that it's like this DVD recorder. Sometimes you have glitches in it, so you have to have them tuned up occasionally or redone them. And so we take them to Camp David, or there's a wing at Bethesda Hospital to just tell you. If you go down there and check, you'll find the nurses, if they're willing to come forth, they'll tell you they work on those people, and they call them the others. I thought it was interesting. They're people. Remember, these people can think and act, but they don't have soul. That's also prophesized.
Right, that's true.
That's where you get the NPCs from.
Back.
Did you ever get a real good look at this astronaut photo? Well, I want to take you in, and I want to show you a little something on old Buzz's finger. Do you see what that is? Can you see it? What about now? Can you tell what it is now? Well, let me show you. Well, even though it's blurry, you can see it's a Freemason ring, and I don't even need to speculate, because Buzz is a known Freemason. Like I said, I don't have to speculate. You can just research it. He's proud of it. Buzz Aldrin, first prominent Freemason to walk on the moon. Walk. And you see that symbol he's making? See how it's a 3? Well, yeah, that's for 33, like 33-degree Scottish Rite Mason, like Buzz was. And do you know why they like the 3 or the 33? Well, let me show you something. The Hebrew word for light bearer, another name for Lucifer, is Maor, or pronounced Ma, kind of like at the beginning of Mason. They're the sons of the light bearer, Lucifer. And you know what Lucifer did, right? Well, Lucifer, also known as the Great Red Dragon or Satan, he brought 1/3 of the angels to Earth. Just like Revelation 12:4 says, that the dragon swept 1/3 of the stars, or interpreted to be angels, with him to Earth. And these free Masons, the sons of the light bearer, always show their allegiance to Lucifer, because they're a third. And I'm going to prove to you that they don't just worship the third, they are the third. And they always tell you, cool rock on sign, those probably aren't Lucifer devil horns, right? Well, now that I've given you a base to understand, let's get back to good old Buzz. Buzz, who seems to have an affinity for cycling, the Buzz Aldrin Cycling Pathways to Mars, the Buzz Aldrin's Cyclers. You know what cycling reminds me of? Bicycling. Like bicycling. And hey, that's Lance Armstrong, and hey, he kind of looks like he's doing angel wings. You want to see the funny thing about Lance? Well, thanks to my awesome pal and subscriber, Jamie, we couldn't help but notice how much Lance Armstrong looked like Buzz Aldrin and his affinity for cycling. You know, so much like them. When you smush their faces together, it becomes a perfect fit and everything smooths over exactly perfect, from the way they smile, their noses, their eyes, their eyebrows, their head. Perfect. And well, you know how I always say they bring their wives with them, these fallen angels? Well, here's one of their wives, and here's the other. A little less tan, a little age reduction as they do. And you know what sucks when you're a biker? When you get a hole in your tire. It's the worst. Kind of like when you get a hole in your face that just happens to match up perfectly with someone that you are saying you are not. But not just one hole in the tire, multiple holes in the tire. You see those two in the same spot on the nose. Oh, but there's another. There's another. They like the number 3, so I figured I'd find 3 for you. Like that hole right there that even matches. See how it's like angled there? Kind of like angled there. Same thing. What an amazing coincidence. And they even have the same little indents in their mouths. But of course, all this is for entertainment purposes. I'm sure the fact that he's a Freemason and holds his hands like that and wears a Freemason ring, and 1/3 of the angels were cast to earth, and eagles also being a sign of the Ma sons, the sons of the light bearer, has nothing to do with him wearing an eagle and spreading his wings after a victory. Just like I'm sure that hand sign just means it's gonna be okay and it's a cute way to do it over your eye. Just like it means nothing that Buzz loves cycling, cyclers, cycling. Just like I'm sure that Tricky Dick isn't part of the same Ma Sons Club, and that definitely is just rock on. We went to the moon. Rock on, rock on. Oh, and speaking of Tricky Dick, that's his wife, and that's Jake Gyllenhaal's wife, if you haven't seen my video on that. Jake and Dick. Entertainment purposes only, though. I don't think they're a bunch of fallen angels running around deceiving humanity. No, that's ridiculous. That's conspiracy stuff. And, well, I'm just a satire account here to make you laugh.
That's what you all are here back to do. To get the titles, to get the information, get the things you need so that you can make the jump to light speed. Because essentially, this whole paradigm is collapsing. It's imploding. And they know it. So we're getting ready to make the next step, but you got to make it into inner space, not outer space. That's the secret. The game is to make you aware, or to play you into outer space. But ain't nothing out there. We're in a whole other place now. Brothers come in and out of this dimension to visit us here and there. They don't tell you who's on them ships.
Their god, their chief god, is a flying albino dracon. They love their wings are their emblem. That's why you see his wings and stuff, okay? And their gods are very pale with blue eyes. It has nothing to do with racial. It deals with DNA, yes, but not racial. The point is that's the ones that are inside the earth. They cannot come up out of the earth now. You saw those ships sitting out there, they won't anything in or out. Their gods are dying. And they're going crazy. And they'll take you out in a minute if they save their gods. But there are other gods, but one creator. Don't get into the war of the gods. Get into the war that you're fighting by being here, not understanding why. Learn who you are. You've automatically joined in an army of very passionate, emotional, wonderful people. Don't know who you are, and they'll lead you any way that they want to go.
Our people no longer live in this solar system. They live in a harmonic of this solar system. The people that were left behind here, just left behind, essentially, to learn what we had to learn, do what we had to do to maintain until those who were left here would transcend. That's what we're here for.
Listen, today I found something that I'm going to go over with you in a minute. It's not a theory. It's not a rumor. It's a peer review of reptilian contact. Okay. Reptilian contact on this planet that was found here in Africa. Okay. It was a cave 70,000 years ago in the Botswana, Africa. Now, this is going to blow a lot of people away because it's going to tap into religion. This is Python Mountain. This is the oldest, make no mistake about it, this is the oldest ritual site on Earth. All right? All right. On Earth. That should tell you enough right there. Think about that for a minute. It's the oldest ritual site on Earth. We're talking way before the Romans, well before the Anunnaki or Egyptian, and well before anything that any type of religion was started. In fact, this is how they actually worship. We're talking about they had a shaman chamber. There was a shaman chamber here within this cave, which back in there, all right, we're talking about a shaman chamber. Now, once I started going into this, I was like thinking about the Wizard of Oz, right? Shaman voice was voice. All right. Was the voice of God. Right now is what we deal with today is, and follow me along right here. This is the system. This is the system. Make no mistake about it. This is the system. Credo mutua, all right? Where the Pope speaks from is in the serpent mouth. That's kind of weird, right? The Pope, and I should have put this picture up for you. In fact, I'll put it up right now for you. The same serpent hall picture that I showed you in the beginning of them speaking in a serpent, it just come to me while I'm giving you this part. The Vatican do the same thing. They speak from the serpent mouth. Isn't that kind of coincidence for you that the Vatican speaks from the serpent mouth, and back then in Python Mountain, they spoke from the serpent mouth? That's pretty interesting. And I'm glad we make that discovery together. It just come together. And that's what's happening here. So I just want to kind of leave you with that information. Everything changed when I stopped looking at the symbols on the dollar bill as what it is and start saying, who put it there and why did they put all of these type of symbols on the dollar bill? Were there some hidden message for us, or was that some markup territory for them? Let's get into it. So today, even though there's a lot more on this dollar bill, I'm going to go through 10 of these hidden symbols, which there's probably 50 of them. So we'll do more videos in the future. It just depends on you. If in the comments you tell me to keep going, I'll show you more. And when we get to the front, I will then show you why we're moving to cryptocurrency. And they had already told us in this dollar bill that the money was coming to an end. So as you can see, we have 10 different areas that I'm pointing to with these arrows, and I'm going to go through each one of these individually, starting with number 1. This was where number 1 is. This says Novus Ordo Seclorum, and this have a hidden meaning, and let me tell you what it is. This is Latin, and it stands for the new order of ages is born. And literally what this really means is they're saying that this is a new world order. And they say it right up front, right in our faces, so we know where the world is going. But they claimed it right here when they first did this one. So let's move over to number 2. So we're going to point right here to where number 2 went. Okay, and this is number 2 out of the 10, which is actually these 2 words together. These 2 words is anut copious. And what this means is he has favored our undertaking. takings. He has favored our that's a newt copious. You can go look this up in dictionary.com as well, so you can find the hidden meanings in what this means.
A nest of ticks has been found in farm fields. For real, farmers are reporting a nest. They're calling it boxes, I don't know why. A nest of ticks found in farm fields, bro. I don't know, but this is kind of concerning, guys. Right before something comes out. I'm just gonna say LD. Now, I don't know where the hell these ticks are coming from, but that's not good, guys, because we need the farmlands to continue to get what we need. So if there's ticks running everywhere and messing up everything, what will happen to the farm fields? This is what I'm hearing. Many farmers are finding ticks on their property. They're being found in open fields, guys. Open fields. How did it get there? Did someone put it there? I wouldn't know. That's why I'm asking you guys. Something is going on here, guys. And if those ticks keep multiplying, things might really get bad. Entertainment purposes only, guys. Things are getting weird out here. Go look it up for yourself. This is what I'm hearing. This is not good if it's true. Let me know what you think, and let me know if you know anything about this. You know, if you got a farm and you've seen these ticks.
What if, I'm just saying, just what if the ticks that everybody are talking about, what if they're not really ticks? Oh, look at this, the glitch. When I start talking about the tick, I'm just going to go ahead and let it glitch. But I want to tell you this, they're tiny microchips, that's all.
Just spent 15 minutes taking these ticks off my clothes.
This is a public service announcement. Please share this information widely. The map behind me from a recently published study shows the general distribution of a type of tick called Amblyomma americanum, also known as the Lone Star tick, which is primarily responsible for causing a type of meat allergy called alpha-gal allergy, which is shorthand for the sugar molecule galactose alpha-1,3 galactose. This sugar molecule is found in mammalian meat except for in humans and certain primates, and when the Lone Star tick bites humans, it causes an immune response that could lead to a long-term meat allergy. Any type of meat product that also includes gelatin could cause severe, potentially life-threatening allergic reactions. It is not always consistent, and the reactions can be delayed by 4 to 6 hours and can make people very sick. The CDC estimates that close to 500,000 people in the United States are living with alpha-gal syndrome. This map behind me is a predictive model of where the Lone Star ticks have been moving, which is further and further north, likely because the temperatures have been steadily rising over the last several years. So it's important to reduce your chances of getting bitten by a tick when you're outside in the summer months. Ticks are typically found in grassy areas or in forests, so cover yourself with clothing, wear bug spray. After being outside, make sure you're taking a shower and doing a thorough tick check to make sure that you find any ticks and remove them as soon as possible.
You should do a little research. What I want to know is, why are people finding box of ticks on their farmland, specifically large farms with cows, sheep, goats, horses? What reason would people want to spread ticks and make that become a problem for farmers? I think we better start researching this and find out what exactly is going on, because this is quite concerning. And it's not just one person, it's not just one farmer, but many farmers are finding ticks on their property. But this is really weird. I know Pfizer is coming out with some new products to help get rid of Lyme disease, But that can't have nothing to do with it. We all know we can trust our government. Does anybody have any ideas what the hell's going on? Why they're finding boxes full of ticks in open fields on people's properties? Something's really weird.
Something's definitely very, very, very weird. Now, watching this segment right here, just I'm summing up what I'm thinking, y'all. Let me know if y'all on the same page, or if y'all got another like theory on like what this is all leading to. So you see the control that they want over the money system, right? The many different symbolisms of control. And they always have to tell you before they do it. They even put it on the money, right? We just seen that, right? The reset of the system is currently happening right now. They're in legislation to pass the Clarity Act, which is going to integrate everything into cryptocurrency. Everything is going to get tokenized on a blockchain, right? So that's getting changed. Now, outside of that too as well, now they have the wars in Iran. They dropping bombs. We got tensions with many different governments, creating a bunch of different chaos, and they got people in perpetual states of fear, and they're attacking the food. They want food to be scarce. We have technology companies like AI buildings, pretty much big ass buildings that's taking up the water. So it's going to make what scarce as well. Your drinking water is going to become scarce, because they need so much water to cool down the technology that they're using in these facilities. That's real. Look it up. We covered this before. Now, when things get scarce, think about it. A lot of the jobs are going to get taken. They want everybody to be on a one world government like pay, but do you think they can pay everybody? And through the history of us doing these videos, who do they target the most? Poor people. It's the reason why they've been trying to make people eat roaches for protein, bugs for protein and stuff. That's becoming the authorized things that they can sell. They got printed 3D printed meat. This is crazy, man. This is crazy, man. The world that we live in. Just think about it. And one thing that they call poor people behind the scenes is what? Useless eaters. Useless eaters. If they get rid of the poor people, which is pretty much all of us, there's a lot of people, they plan on it. Hey man, shit about to get weird, man. Even more weird. You see what they did with the shots? They had that thing prepared in like 8 days, boy. Here we go. We got a solution for y'all ass, and they scared people into taking it, and that thing did a number on you. Then you find out in the files, in the Epstein files, that he was putting his DNA in some of that shit. It's just, but like, bruh, we can't even breathe. No, we really can't breathe because they spraying the sky too. They spraying the sky too. Damn, like, come on, y'all. Let's get back into this video. I'm laughing because this shit, it's just diabolical to me. Let me know some theories that y'all have in the comments down below. Now, I will say the ticks are being put on people's farms. If you're gonna get a meat allergy, then you're gonna eat less meat, right? You get Lyme disease and they have a cure for it all of a sudden, then they can make money off of giving you treatments. I'm pretty sure they're not gonna give you a cure. They're gonna give you a treatment, and then you're gonna take that for the rest of your life, and you're gonna be the symptoms are gonna be suppressed. Sounds like shit that's been happening over and over again. But let's get back into this.
Is the White House X account sending out cryptic messages? And why do I say that? Because earlier, a couple of videos were posted. One is still there, the other was deleted. And in one video, a lot of people are saying that it's a video that should have never been posted. But let me know your thoughts. Take a listen to this. Listen.
It's launching soon, right?
And you heard what was just said in the video. It's launching soon, right? And as you can see here from Raw News Alerts, they're a pretty reliable source on X. The official White House account has now deleted its initial video, which teased launching soon and included the sound on caption showing a downward view of a woman's shoes, leaving many people confused. Listen again.
It's launching soon, right?
And moments after that video was deleted, this video right here was posted. Take a look at the emojis, phone and sound on. Take a look at this video for yourself. Listen. I've gone ahead and paused the video for you so you could see whatever that encryption is right there. But the message was of a text alert to your cell phone. Many people had gone ahead and blown it up, and it looks like an American flag, while others are saying it's some sort of barcode. The video was run through AI to see if it could be decoded, if it was some sort of cryptic message. This is what Grant had to say. The White House has posted a 4-second black screen video playing the standard iPhone text notification sound caption. Grant also went on to say that it looks like a cryptic alert teaser campaign. So why would they tell you to have your phone on? Are we expecting some sort of text message? But once again, this video is still posted to the White House X account with no explanation whatsoever. The other video was deleted. Let me know your thoughts as to what you think is going on with the White House X account. And as always, I'd love to hear from you.
If you would have told me in 2016 that the White House would have an official TikTok page and they would be using Lil Wayne songs and creating content, I would have looked at you crazy. We have officially lost the plot, ladies and gentlemen. And what timeline are we living in? They are making content about a war that's officially going on. Let me repeat it one more time. The White House is making content about a war that they're currently in. I know for a fact Trump got on the phone with Wayne and he said, hey, remember when I got you out of that jail sentence? I'm gonna need you to clear everything, all the licensing, we need that. We need your Fireman song and I'm gonna need you to start promoting that song again whenever you do shows. What's Wayne gonna say, no? The whole entire world already sees us as a joke. So when we're dropping memes and we're dropping content, our own government, what does that say? All jokes aside, there's no more sense of power anymore. We're not a superpower anymore. There's no more sense of honor. There's no code of conduct anymore. This is what we're getting in 2026. I have absolutely no idea what timeline we're living in.
What? Nah, there's no way. No way. We're winning this. Not gonna lie, Gambino, you need to sue these niggas for every dime. What the fuck? Wow. On the White House page. Like, what, nigga?
The UFO community is getting quite spooky, especially after a congressman went on a live interview and claimed that he's been classified on information that he feels as though the United States people deserve to know after Fox has covered a story that includes 8 missing scientists that all have their hands in classified information, the latest one being Mr. McCaseling's, and I'm going to run down to exactly what the hell I think is going on. These are the 8 scientists that have gone missing, all one after another, and they all have one very big similarity in common, but this is the one who just went missing last, and that is McCaseling's. But what is very, very, very scary about this entire situation is that there was someone who went on the news, I will not say his name, and said that they are doing quote-unquote genetic mutations in underground labs with aliens, crossbreeding them with humans. Now, what do all of these people have in common? Unfortunately, they do all work for the United States government. But not only that, they all are connected to high-level science technology or defense work. That's astrophysicists, or they were a part of military research and advanced defense programs. And in each case, they all disappeared under unusual circumstances and died in ways that raised questions.
I had someone come and brief me who was in a military uniform, worked for the United States Army, that was briefing me on the locations of hybrid breeding programs where captured aliens.
all of these people would have had information on exactly what that congressman was talking about because they had high level security clearance. And this man specifically, McKay Slings, worked at the place where Roswell, Mexico was said to have the scrap parts of UFOs and alien bodies, way deeper than genetically modifying material. I think that the same thing he was looking into when he was trying to inseminate and multiple people, and he was into eugenics. I think this is something like that, but with an alien species, and our government is using what's going on in another country to try to cover that up instead of getting the information to the public, because it would, as a congressman stated today, basically eradicate us and our mental status.
I think, look, man, us on this channel, man, we done seen enough where it ain't nothing eradicating our mental status, bro. Like, it's nothing that you can say at this point that can get us to that point. Like, we already expect the worst. We already been conditioned for this. You can't scare us anything. We're just here waiting. Drop the shit. Drop the shit over. We're waiting. Drop it.
The reason the scientists have gone missing is because they were all a part of building the military's secret weapon, Rods from God, aka Project Thor. It's a satellite hovering in space with rods the size of a telephone pole, around 20 feet long and 1 foot in diameter. And it is made with one of the densest metals on Earth. It's called tungsten. Also, I do know that that metal has an extremely high melting point, allowing it to make its way through the atmosphere. It strikes with the force of a nuclear bomb, but has zero nuclear fallout. It's all based upon kinetic energy. The most commonly described version of this is that it's a satellite that's hanging in a lower Earth orbit, around 500 kilometers up, that carries a magazine of these rods. It's said with just 6 to 8 of these satellites spread across a given orbital.
I said drop it, but not this. You know what I'm saying? Not this shit.
Plane. Any point on Earth's surface could be targeted within 12 to 15.
Government, if you watch, I take that, but not this. You know what I'm saying? Don't misunderstand us. The files, not that shit.
Within 12 to 15 minutes. So just because you take one out does not mean that you're completely covered from a specific area, because how it works is they're just going off where it's orbiting at that exact time, and then when it's over that spot, that's when they drop the metal rod. So yeah, these people were supposedly working on this. Now here's the thing that gets tricky. Maybe do these people know this is about to be a rod of God warfare? Do other countries have this orbiting also? Are they going into hiding? Are they going in bunkers? Now, a perfect example to get a visual on how this works. There's a G.I. Joe movie that showed an example of this weapon and how it works. I'll play the clip.
Hell no.
If you're exhausted today, this is probably why. This big blast of energy was between 8 a.m. and 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Then we got another blast around 11, 12 to 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you're exhausted, you know why. Over here on the right, you can see it's pretty clear, but I'm still feeling exhausted from yesterday. I don't know about you, but I feel like there's a timeline jump around the corner. Get lots of sleep, drink lots of water, utilize ibuprofen, sinus pressure, headaches, dizziness, nausea, all a thing.
It was actually really interesting for me and my wife. We didn't expect it. We didn't know it was going to happen, but I'm here to try to give it to you straight. So, these are the coronal holes. This is the one thing I haven't explained to you guys, and my wife corrected me and reminded me. So, coronal holes are what allow the energy's plasma, the sun's plasma, to escape and hit Earth. These are all the coronal holes that are facing Earth. They are earthward bound. Now, there's also some at the top, there's some in the back, on the sides, on the bottom, and this is not how it used to be. I didn't find a picture yet. I forgot to look. I will bring one up. We have more coming. This weekend is going to be full of a lot of stuff, I promise you. Right now, though, I'm getting tired. Tomorrow's going to be a quick one and an easy one, most likely, but sorry. Now, these, as I said, these holes create solar winds. These are all the solar winds. All of this. This is all bad. The sun is very extremely active. And this is the best way I could show you that activeness is this. This is not normal. These massive holes are not normal. And the theory is, aside from mainstream science, that this is happening because the sun is trying to realign its magnetic field. Give me a second, I'm about to explain that. For those of you wondering what it is, how it is the sun reacts with the earth and how this is all affecting us. The sun and everything that's going on with it right now is affecting our ionosphere and our magnetosphere. Look it up, you'll understand. That is affecting everything in terms of gravity, energy, frequency, all of it. That is what's causing the shift, so to speak. When this gets worse, and it will, according to science, I just don't know when, but that is what will be that snapback I keep talking about. We are in the early stages of it. You want to know what one of the signs are for when this shit starts affecting our Earth? The moon will flip. But guess what? The moon didn't flip. The Earth is shifting, and it's doing it while we are standing on it. Alright, so I'm going to show you guys a video of the sun here shortly. I've got a few things to go through, but I want you to know there were two massive flares on the backside of the sun, and when you see them you will understand, because you've been watching my videos. These flares are way larger than anything we've seen, at least in the past week alone, on top of all of this activity we've gotten. Now, when we went to look up the data for those two flares, there was none. We couldn't find anything. There was no sunspots, there was no activity. It was like they recorded it but did not provide the data. As you can see, there's no data anywhere for the backside of the sun. Even though I'm about to show you two massive fucking flares, and I mean massive, to the point that I immediately said, oh fuck, let's do our research and give it to you guys. Before you all ask, there's nothing I can show you as to where they were. They were basically here, but they're saying there's nothing there. And to me, it looked like 4409 and possibly 4405, the ones that I said were charging. It really did. But this is what they fucking gave me. Even though I know what I saw, and you're about to see it too. I want to
They always black out information when they don't want you to know. Just like when the measurement of the Schumann resonance, the first chart that the lady showed y'all, you know, you see the spikes in the Schumann resonance. Sometimes the information comes up blank, and it's right around the time when we're getting some of the biggest spikes that we've ever seen before, and they're trying to suppress that type of information. It's kind of wicked.
show you guys what happened when we had.
This is our consciousness rising, y'all. Understand where we at with it. This is a shift that's happening. It's not the end of the world. This is the shift. But some people wish that it was the end of the world. Like when a tyrannical government or entity is in control and they're losing that control, guess what they do? They start to crash out. They try to ruin it for everybody. They don't want us to move on to better and positive things, you know. They don't want us to raise in frequency and leave them behind, because we are a source of energy and control.
An X-class flare that was X28. So this was in 2003. This is what it looked like on the main ones that you find in terms of, you know, people seeing. Obviously that's what it was, but this is the explosion that it caused. Like in terms of what the sun looked like, it had activity all the way around it, right? Let me show you what happened today. Now, this is just one picture. I have a video as well, but I want you guys to remember that whole thing was coating the sun. Now, if the theory is correct that I'm running off of and the sun is charging up, this is what happened on the backside. Look at that. Now, all of the people that have been watching me, you have not seen anything like this. Now look, you've got another one here and another one here. That is all on the backside of the sun, and there is no fucking data. Wait till you see the video. I'm going to show you guys a video of the sun here shortly. I've got a few things to go through, but I want you to know there were two. Okay, so here's one of the videos of the picture you just saw. Go ahead. Look at this. Look at all of this. Look at this shit, dude. And then it's really coming out. Look, man, you're not going to tell me it's not charging up. Now, here is another video, and I want to remind you, there is absolutely no data. I cannot find shit. They do not want to give it, or they don't want to talk about it, but check this shit out too. Look at that. You see that? I know you saw that. Look at that. All of it, man. Look at all that plasma, dude. That's not great. That is a huge fucking flare. Now, for those of you asking about the moon, and no, this is not AI. I had to do some digging for all of this shit because it is hidden. My wife had to do an intense amount of digging for this shit. This was the moon 10 years ago. According to NASA, this is the moon now. Same position, same time, same everything. No changes. You want to know why you're seeing it like that? In terms of everything going on, when we get close to the event that is going to happen, and no, I do not know when, this is one of the signs that people will start seeing the moon flipped. And by the way, this photo is from NASA recently. The other one is from NASA 10 years ago. So I did a deep dive on Reddit and a few other places. All brought me to the actual resonance, thankfully. So it's credible. This was in 2014. And when this happened, it had the government worried. Articles, all that stuff. Again, my sources will be posted this weekend. I will go back through my videos and find you everything I've stated and give you plausible shit that you can use to believe me. But this is in 2014. I've got another one from 2014, but this was in 2017. And again, had people worried, taking notice, and a look at what it looked like then. Now, back to 2014. This was the maximum that they had, and it had them extremely fearful, especially whenever it comes to the people that were talking about it at the time across the internet. Also, notice the graph, the chart. It's not as crazy as it is today, that's for sure. Now, check this out. That's what they were scared of. Here's what we're dealing with today. Now, this is today. Actually, it was like 2 days ago when the sun started to turn the spot away from us that was causing this. But this has happened at least like 2 other times in recent memory as in terms of like the last 6 months. So in terms of the aliens and the files, declassified, CIA, Pentagon, all that stuff, do me a favor, make a comment on what exactly you want me to talk about or research with all of these facts in terms of what you've heard that you think is a lie. There's just so much that I'd rather wait till the weekend on this stuff. But there is one guy I do want to talk about, and I plan to, Chris Bledsoe. If you haven't heard of him, his story is unique, but it's also not fabricated. They have investigated him, they have done tests on him, they have witnessed everything and cannot debunk it. I'd like to talk about that. If that's a good place to start, let me know. If you don't think so, tell me where to start with this shit. In terms of everything else, I've got CERN, I've got caves by state in terms of country, because obviously you guys have states too, aliens, and then all my sources, and then 911 for each country. If you want me to add something else, please let me know. I really do appreciate you guys. I really do appreciate all the condolences again, and thank you all for being the positive people that you are. Now this is a quick and easy one. This right here is the size of the hole in the magnetic field. It is currently over South America and partially over Africa. And it's weak as shit, as you can see, because it just gets bigger and bigger in terms of the weakness. Now, it should mostly look like this throughout here, and it should look like this for the most part here. Everything's generally pretty normal. In terms of that's a huge fucking problem. From what I understand, it doesn't just stay in this spot. It's continuously growing, and this may be outdated. I'm not for sure. So this, I'm going to have to go into more detail. You can go ahead and comment where you live if you really want to see me fucking point out exactly each state. But, you know, for me here, I'm in Illinois, Missouri. I would go right up here into this area because that's where all of the limestone caves are. But you have, you know, if you're in any of this area, you have plenty of places to go. But you just want to find high elevation for the most part. Now, survival-wise, that's a whole other video. But that's my suggestion to you with the caves. Okay, so this map's kind of off. I'm going to explain, but Greenland is in the right place. So with Greenland, when the pole shifts and we have that snapback, Greenland will go right here to the equator in the middle. This is wrong because it says the New Hudson Bay and Old Norwegian sea circle. It's actually Siberia now because they've shifted more since this was made, and it's the Indian Ocean. So when this flip happens, South America will be at the South Pole and the Indian Ocean will be at the North Pole. Now, this is...
Hey, watch this with me for a second.
This is a comparison between what frogs are supposed to look like in the forest of Chernobyl and what they look like now. Parts of Chernobyl, scientists discovered something really unusual: eastern tree frogs with completely black skin. Normally these frogs are green or maybe brownish, but in radioactive zones a lot of them had turned jet black, a condition called melanism. Researchers think the frogs are producing extra melanin to protect themselves from harmful UV rays or even radiation.
Did this video just validate Rashad Jamal? Did it just verify everything he was saying? Think about what I'm saying. Them frogs there are indigenous to this planet. They from here. And you know what? Because they from here, they can't be hurt by UV rays and radiation and shit like that. You know why? Because they just produce more melanin. Yeah, that's all they gotta do. They don't gotta do shit like this to cover up the sun or nothing like that because it's gonna fuck them up. Yeah, these frogs don't get sunburned, baby. No. You know why? Because they just produce more melanin. I'm just saying, you would think this makes sense that if you from here, you would just produce more melanin. But no, everybody can't produce more melanin. So everybody is not created in God's image. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But hear what I'm saying. Before y'all claim he's being racial, I'm saying crazy shit. Hear what I'm saying. I'm just talking about frogs, baby. Just frogs. Ribbit, bitch.
And when you're speaking about like melanin and stuff, you know, everybody got melanin, but we have different types of melanin, and they have different functions. But I say this, look, man, there's been a lot of research on like this UV rays, gamma radiation, connecting with the body, changing our cellular structures. That's a fact that we're currently changing due to the sun sending its solar flares and plasma to the planet. We are changing. So just because you can't see it right off back doesn't mean, because a lot of people are just so superficial. You need to see it right now. It need to be instantaneous. You need to transform into a dragon and fly away or some shit. That's not the way it works. You know, it'll happen when it happened, and it'll be gradual. We probably be not in these same bodies, nigga. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you, but it's definitely interesting. We all might turn into different things, motherfucker. But I think there's certain beings on this planet that I speak of, and particularly, and certain beings that I've seen that are on this planet at the same time as us. That I can't say. I don't know if I don't have the knowledge to say that who was here first, but I would say that we're more suited. Us that's on here, we're more suited for this planet than they are. That's why they have to spray the skies. That's why they have to program you to put you at a disadvantage. That's why they have to keep you in a perpetual state of fear, because they need to keep you here, you know. But look, this shit's crazy, interesting. Smash that like button. Let me know y'all thoughts in the comments down below.
Did you guys know that there are actually angels that are on earth right now? They're not just all in heaven. There are 4 angels who are chained under the river Euphrates. You guys know the great river Euphrates? It runs through Iraq, Syria, and Turkey. In this river, there are 4 angels that are chained there, waiting for their day to wreak havoc on the earth. When I say wreak havoc, I mean like wreak havoc. What's insane about it is these angels are going to be released when all of the river dries up. And right now, the river is drying up pretty drastically. You'll hear people say, oh, it's dried up before, but it's never completely dried up. But through the times that it has dried up, there was caves that were discovered, giant caves that were under the water. Water used to be above this spot up here. And there were caves that have been revealed that are under this river Euphrates, which is interesting. Some people have also recorded sounds coming from the depths of these caves that are under the river Euphrates. Now, guess what these creatures or these angels are going to do? They are going to kill 1/3 of the world's population. So for perspective, there's 8 billion people on the earth right now. So that's right around 2.5 billion people that are going to be destroyed by these angels. Now, these angels are interpreted as fallen angels, but the Bible doesn't explicitly say that they're fallen angels. However, I would assume if they're in chains, that means that they're in prison. So I would assume that they are some of the angels that fell to the earth, which is interesting. So these are fallen angels that are going to wreak havoc on the earth. These angels are going to be released at the sixth. Angels are going to be released at the 6th trumpet, and there are 7 trumpets.
So think about this. I was waiting for that last clip right there to show up. So when we were talking about the Schumann resonance, and we were talking about the holes in the ozone and stuff like that, and the radiation getting in here and it's changing our biological structures, that's a thing. But let's talk about the water displacement. Let's talk about the Euphrates drying up. Where's that? The water has to go somewhere, and not all of it at this point is being used by these technology companies that we have taken over, right? So say for instance, maybe they might drop a rod of God out the sky. Maybe the water levels might rise. Maybe there might be a huge wave that comes from somewhere. I mean, we talk about the TV series Paradise. Hopefully nothing like that. People said, oh, he said he would never flood the earth again. Well, look, man, I have trust issues with this planet that we lived on, because from the inception of my birth here, we've been spoon fed just lies and lies and lies and lies and lies and lies. And then all of a sudden y'all want us to believe everything that we read and hear. No, I'm not one of those people. No matter what though, we on this rock together. No matter if it's an oblate spear, it's a flat surface, circle with a dome. Believe what you want to believe. I'm not one of these people that's gonna just be here tearing you down because of your beliefs. Some of y'all like to do that shit. It's okay. You'll never be like that in person. It's okay. You know, a lot of those type of people, you're not that brave. You're brave online. It's okay. It's okay. I understand. You're in the safety of your own home. Talk your shit at your crib. But we live in this reality together. No matter what it is, we have to face these things together. And I just, it's a lot to think about sometimes. It is, but it's definitely interesting because I don't live a life where I'm in fear of this stuff. I have people I love, people I care about. I try to do my part with just putting the conversation out there. And I think sometimes a lot of people get these videos misconstrued, like, oh, somebody's trying to force feed you stuff. No, if you don't want to be here, don't be here. But if you want to have these conversations, have the conversations, man. We ain't got to attack each other, because at some point we're going to exit these bodies in anyway, you know. So enjoy your time here. I'd rather not spend it here arguing and fighting with you. We can have a conversation and we can just move on from there. I ain't got nothing to prove, man. But look, I appreciate the people from that's tapping in with the channel, man. Y'all loving the content, man. I'm loving y'all vibes here, man. And I'm just happy that we doing this thing called Life Together, real talk. That I got to meet some dope people while I was here, while I'm here. And at the end of it, you know, I could say we did this. We did this, man. We almost to 1 million subscribers. I've touched hundreds of millions of people with these videos, and it's gonna be 1 million of y'all that like chose to stick around and rock with me, and I appreciate that. I appreciate us having these conversations. I appreciate us just having an open dialogue. We all have different beliefs. A lot of us come from different backgrounds. We all have shapes and sizes and different colors. Just know that we are moving in harmony. Little do you believe it or not, we are getting to these next levels, believe it or not. And I don't believe in shitting on people. That's what I want to say. I was gonna keep it a bean. I don't believe really on shitting on people and embarrassing people. I believe in bringing us together, like I said, having these conversations and just moving in the direction that you want to move into. I'm not one of these people that's gonna hold you back from your future and be like, you can't do this because of my religious belief. No, do what the hell you want to do, man. And I'm pretty sure you're gonna be okay. But look, man, like I always say, man, spread love, because there's too much hate in this world. Love you guys. I see you on the next video. I'm out though. Damn, I'm just messing this all up today. Like I always say, spread love, because there's too much hate in this world. Love you guys. See you on the next video. And I'm out though. Bye.